Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your weekly horoscope for September 6th through September 12th. And before I get started, I wanted to mention that I am currently offering a class on astrology that can be found in the Facebook group Astrology Class with Daquan Jones on Udemy or on Patreon, and I will leave all the information for that down below in the description as well as the comments. So let's get into this horoscope for this week. Starting off today, Venus has entered into the sign of Leo. So this is a brand new spot for Venus, and we are dealing with this fixed fire where we saw the sun, we saw Mercury in that Cazimi earlier on. And now Venus has decided to move into Leo, where this is all about doing what we are passionate about, doing what we love. Many of us coming into this week are going to feel a surge of energy that is going to die off, which we will talk about later on here going into this horoscope. But here on the 6th, this is a huge moment of this creative energy, this life force energy, this fuel to express ourselves, to do what we love, to do what we are passionate about. And so this Venus and Leo coming in with a bang coming into this time here. Now this is going to eventually start to come into a square with Uranus and Taurus, and this is something that we will see later on in this transit of Venus and Leo. And so this is a time of understanding what is of value to you coming into this new phase, right? This is a journey where we are leading up to getting closer and closer now to December 21st, that big Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which is marking a huge time of a new era. So we are shifting dramatically into a brand new reality. And so this is a huge time that we are entering into that will be about doing what is of value to you, what is of the highest worth to you in your life, that you are truly passionate about, that truly brings you the joy in your life. Because this is going to resonate with where we are moving coming into this major shift. Now on September 9th, this is the big day where we will see Mars station retrograde. And Mars retrograde, for those who want to know more about this, I did write a blog on it earlier on. I will leave the information for that down below in the description as well as the comments. But this is a major detour. With Mars stationing retrograde, this is like everything starting to heat up, everything starting to come together, only to come to a stop. And so this is a major moment of finding a new way that works for you, finding a new way to move forward. So we are coming to this major detour. On the same day here, we also are having the sun in a trine to Jupiter. So this is a huge moment of seeing the clarity, right? This is sun in Virgo and a trine to Jupiter in Capricorn, where this is all about what is realistic, but remembering that Jupiter is retrograde. So Jupiter is going deep within. It is looking for a higher meaning. It's looking for the vision. But remember that this is Jupiter in Capricorn, where this is about finding the luck, finding the hope, finding the vision, and what is realistic and where the work needs to be done. So this is not a Jupiter in Sagittarius, where this is hoping, wishing, dreaming, believing. This is concrete Jupiter in Capricorn about where does the work need to be done, what is the most reliable route, and especially in this trine to the sun in Virgo, we're looking at the details, we're looking at what is realistic, finding this sense of clarity. So this is the big thing that is happening during this week, is a huge moment of seeing and finding this sense of clarity within ourselves. So for those of you who have been feeling lost, have been feeling confused, have been looking for answers, have been trying to find a meaning or have found yourself falling or losing this sense of energy and trying to find the answers of how to make this work, this week is a huge time of coming to that realization, as the sun will be in the trine with Jupiter along with Mars retrograde, where Mars has to slow down. We have to figure out a new way to make things work instead of just rushing in with this heavy Martian energy, especially as it is in the sign of Aries, where it's going full speed, it is fired up, it's ready to go. But what is a better route that works for us if we are running into these brick walls, if we're running into these major challenges and obstacles? How can we maneuver around that? So this is a huge moment of finding the new way, finding the way that works for you, finding the way that is of the greatest value to you. Now, on September 11th, the sun is making an opposition to Neptune. And so this is also going along with this whole theme of clarity during this week. The sun will be in Virgo, where we are focused on the details, we're focused on the facts, we're focused on the truth of what's really going on. Because remember that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And where is our other mercurial sign? It is where our North Node is, where this is all about looking towards the truth, looking towards the facts, looking towards what is truly going on, versus that South Node in Sagittarius, hoping, wishing, dreaming, believing. What are the true concrete facts that we can find in this reality? And Neptune is in our second place of hoping, wishing, and dreaming in its home sign of Pisces, where it is retrograde, where we're trying to figure out what are our dreams, what are our beliefs, what is truth. Remember that this Neptune retrograde is a major time of discerning fact from fiction. What is the truth of our reality? What should we believe in, and what is the illusion? What is not the truth on the other side of this? And so as the sun is in this opposition with Neptune, this is a moment of the sun looking past the illusion, right? This is a time of us seeing clearly as to what is going on. And so a lot of realizations coming up during this week, a lot of hidden truths coming to the surface, a lot of subconscious blocks being realized, areas where we need to work and improve and start to move ahead in our lives are starting to come into focus. And so a huge amount of clarity, and especially with our last major transit here during this week, which is on September 12th when Jupiter stations direct. So Jupiter has been retrograde for this whole time, where it's been about going deeper, looking for information, stopping to figure out what is that vision, what is that dream, where are we going? But now Jupiter is going to be moving full speed ahead. And coming up next week, we'll also see that Saturn will also station direct. So we're starting to get this direct motion where everything is moving ahead. And of course, we will see Mars station direct before the end of the year as well. So a lot of energy that is starting to drive and push forward towards our goals and towards where we are going towards the end of the year as we're coming into this brand new reality. So with Jupiter coming direct here, this is a moment, once again, of that realization. This is Jupiter in Capricorn, where the luck, the abundance, the joy, the vision, the hope is found in what is realistic, what is tangible, what can we work towards, what are our goals, what is practical, right? So this is not our typical Jupiter, where it feels at home in Sagittarius and Pisces, where it can dream and believe and imagine, but this is about what is truly concrete in this reality, right? And we talked a lot about this coming into this year here on this channel, where this is a year about the work, the discipline, the focus, what is tangible, what is realistic. farming that security, working towards your goals. So that is where the major focus is. But of course, we will see Jupiter shift into Aquarius later on December 21st with that major conjunction. Now, also for this week's horoscope, I pulled a card. 2 cards came out for this one. The 2 cards that we got here were the Judgment card and the 6 of Cups. So with the 6 of Cups, this is all about doing what serves our highest, greatest good, right? This is our service card, our security, our foundation. And so what can we give to ourselves, to others, to our environment that truly is beneficial to us? An appropriate card as we are dealing with this Virgo energy about the details, about what is realistic, about planning, about getting things in our lives together the way that it should be, especially as we are coming into this Sun trine Jupiter, and also coming off of that Mercury, which just shifted into Libra. For those of you who were here for last week's video, you know that yesterday was when we saw Mercury shift into the sign of Libra, where now the communication is much more balanced, it's much more charming, it's much more pleasing. And so one of the big issues that we're going to see here coming into next week is, are you being too pleasing? Are you being too nice with your style of communication with Mercury being in the sign of Libra? As Libra is trying to find peace, trying to find justice and fairness through our communication, are you doing this in a balanced way? Not only balanced in the way that you are interacting with others, but in the exchange of what you are getting out of this. Are you setting boundaries? Or are you just people pleasing in your style of communication? Big thing that is going to come up next week. Now, our next card here is the Judgment card. And this was the major thing that we were talking about here is, what is the decision that we're going to make? What's the choice? What is the judgment call that we're rising up to at this moment? And so we are going to be judged. We are going to be held accountable for our actions. This is a major moment of choosing, and we've had this time to do this deep inner work of looking at the vision, looking at the story, looking at where are things headed. And a lot of solutions, a lot of answers, a lot of clarity about what we need to change and work on that we're going to see come up here. And especially as we start to come towards the end of September, we are going to see Mercury enter into pre-shadow in the sign of Scorpio, where it will retrograde later on in October, and it will retrograde back into Libra, which is right where we're at with this Mercury in Libra, where this is all about, are you setting the healthy boundaries? Are you taking care of your needs? Are you communicating in a way where you are letting others know what are your needs, or are you taking a passive-aggressive stance and allowing others to walk over you? Right? Big thing, and this is something that I have noticed because this is from a placement that is in my own natal chart, is the moon in a quincunx with Venus, right? I have Venus in Taurus, the moon in Libra, where there is this tug of war between our values and between getting our needs met. And so for those of you who have that placement in your natal chart, for those of you who are dealing with this on a collective scale, as we are coming into this Mercury in Libra transit that is going to majorly affect us moving through that retrograde, is, are you getting your needs across to others? Are you trying to sacrifice your own needs by trying to make things fair and easy for others, putting out all of this compassion, all of this pleasing, but then not giving yourself anything in return. So, big lesson that is coming here, moving into this next week and moving into the end of September into October. So that was your horoscope for the week of September 6th through September 12th. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a thumbs up as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I want to thank you all once again so much for joining. And I want to thank Spirit for making this message possible. I will see you all in the next video.